Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Marty Errico here. Energy Pits, Crude Squawk.com at the NYMEX here. Alrighty, let's go over market recap, movers and players today in the market. Off the opening bell this morning, we saw small locals come in, sell 85.80s and 85.75s to the downside off the opening bell, as we just did see market just chop around off opening, but we did see a little bit of some local lights selling at the 85.80s and the 85.75s. These are small locals, and they did cover their positions around, I would say, 85.50. Alrighty, so around 10 o'clock we saw some dealers come in. We saw Goldman, we saw Deutsche, we saw SES. They all came in to the downside, selling the 85.90s, and we had large locals take the other end of the trade. And again, when we saw those large locals take the other end of the trade, it looks like they kind of got stuck a bit here because those trades were triggered off at the 85.90s. So again, those were large dealers coming in selling the market. Large locals took the other end of the trade, and then it kind of caused the market to spin off to the downside just a bit. So basically, the dealer activity down at the 85.50 level was also some more was a little bit more activity that we saw as well to the downside. But again, a handful of large locals, that was Goldman, that was SCS, and that was Deutsche. They came in and they basically covered their positions at 50. And then we saw some more large locals, dealers selling, from Jeffries and a little bit more from Deutsche that came in at the 85.5. So now basically around 2 o'clock into the closing bell, we saw dealers come in and they were buying the 30s, the 85.30s they bought. We saw smaller locals come in and buy the 85.30s at the closing bell around 2 o'clock. And then we saw markets rise off those lows, those pit session lows at the 30s. And then we basically saw a majority of them cover ahead of our Fed tomorrow, our federal Open Market Committee meeting, our Federal Reserve funds rate, and also Big Ben taking the mic, also ahead of inventories, and also our OPEC meeting tomorrow. So again, that was basically our market wrap and our players and directions for the day. This is Marty in the Energy Pits at the NYMEX for CrudeSquawk.com.